Hey guys, Phantom here, and today we're going to do a VOD review of a support main who sent this clip in just a couple of days ago. Should have got this done sooner, but came busy with some real life emergencies. But regardless of excuses, here we are doing the VOD review. So, on the enemy team, we have Lawi top, Udyr jungle, Aphelios mid lane, Jinx ADC, and Shaco support. So this is a thing that I actually talk a lot with people that they need to start doing every single game during the loading screen. And it's such a simple trick that not enough people do. And the trick is this. Look at your team comp, look at the enemy team comp, ask yourself, what does the enemy team want to do? What does your team want to do? What is each person's win conditions? How do you make your win conditions happen? How do you make the enemy team's win conditions not happen? You should look at your lane phase. You should look at who you're facing. Ask yourself, okay, what's their strengths? What's their weaknesses? What can I exploit? What should I be careful about? It's a really simple trick, but I've had so many conversations with people about this, and they bluntly admit to me they do not do it. If you are serious about ranked, you should be doing this every game. Always look over your team, their team, and ask yourself, okay, what do I gotta do to win? What tools do I have to work with here? And yes, I know it's so acute. People will play dumb. People will do things that they shouldn't be doing, but you should still have a basic idea of what you want to do every game. And so going into that point, so the enemy team, they have a Shaco support, they have a Jinx ADC. We have a Sorraka support, our boy, Derpy, and we have ADC Caitlyn. So, a little bit of a history lesson here. So, Shaco support got invented or kind of made a comeback around during the Worlds. One of the things that made people start playing Shaco support is really good supports during Worlds were Leona, Nautilus, Rakan, and those are still very good supports today. And what made them like Shaco is he's a really slippery character. He's very hard to see with his Q, and he has his W and R to create fears to kind of punish the enemy support for all inning. Um, but that being said, I feel outside of the situations where you're facing these tanky all-in characters, Shaco support isn't that good. So we have next up we have Jinx. She likes to zone people off with her rockets, with her W, her little zappy. And overall, she doesn't really offer too much presence. Jinx is a character that kind of likes her support to pick up the slack that she has here in the early game, but she doesn't really have that. So most of this lane phase is going to be all in on the Jinx. If Jinx wants to like actually start to bully people, she's going to need to like really abuse her rockets and try to poke people out. So the way I expect this lane to go is Caitlyn and Soraka should be playing very offensive. Our boy Derpy should be going for the QE level up playstyle where you kind of avoid leveling up your W and just all in on harassing them with those Qs and those Es. Because the Qs and the Es are really easy to land, and the damage it adds up, and then Caitlyn can just finish them off with like a good headshot later on her passive. So, for Derpy, I want you to play offensive this game, get these guys pushed in, punish them. Although one thing that you should be careful about is you are facing a Udyr jungle. His ganks are half decent because he does have the guaranteed stuns, but you shouldn't be too afraid because once again, this is Udyr, you're Soraka. If Udyr runs at you, just throw down that silence and boom, he's useless instantly. So, let's get to it. Let's see what you guys do. I'm guessing a level 1 invade from the looks of it. Really good. We got a nice first blood. Honestly, that should have never worked though. I guess Udyr was like AFK or something, you know, setting up his playlist. We've all been there. One thing I'm glad about is that we didn't burn our flash to get the kill. Too many times I'll see like supports and ADCs like burn their flash to get the first blood. And in all honesty, it's not really worth it because what's going to happen is that the enemy jungler just decides, okay, now I'm going to camp you. And the first blood that the ADC or the support gets ends up being they'll gain 2 deaths later on because they don't have their flash. Okay, we're letting those Qs. We're positioning forward. Let's slow this down a little bit. We're zoning away from CS. We're not letting our CS for free. This is good. Okay, so first mistake right now. So I'm glad that you are looking for these Qs. But one thing that a lot of people don't realize is that auto attacks are basically temporary self-stuns. So when you're going for these Qs, a little trick you can do to make the Q easier to land is Just wait for her to auto attack, because when she's auto attacking, she's basically stuck there for a little bit of time. Alright, you're sending her way, you're not letting her farm for free, so I'm glad we're doing this. So far, the only complaint I had was about you not waiting for the auto attack. You're definitely looking for those E's, but once again, like, you're kind of just throwing them out there all willy-nilly. It's better than not doing it at all, but once again, what you can do is just wait for her to be stuck in that auto attack animation, wait for her to walk forward for that minion, and then you will definitely increase your chances of landing those attacks. See, like right there. And I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna assume that was on purpose. You saw her walk up for that minion, so you threw down to Q. That's how you want to be playing this lane. You see her walk up for minions, you see her go for that auto attack animation, that's when you throw down your abilities. Shaco's gonna kind of take over those bushes, but not much we can do about that. See, there we go. Also, it's not a bad thing that you threw the E at the Shaco. It's not the worst. But I think you will just get much more profit if you focus most of your abilities onto the Jinx. Because the Shaco, he's the slippery guy. He's going to Q away the moment somebody tries to kill him. So you get much more profit by just focusing all your fire onto this Jinx. And in that way, Caitlyn can maybe just snipe her out with the passive. Do you have wards up at the moment? No, we do not. Alright, there we go. She gets too close to a minion, we do the Q. We're Sorraka, so we can't really roam. It's not much of an option, so all our attention has to be on lane phase. And see, look at this. Jinx, she's starting to get her health back. She was at almost 50% health. She's near back to full health. Try to stop caring about this Shaco. Like, try to stop caring about him. Wait, what happened there? Okay, I missed something. Let's see, where was the mistake? Did we have vision on Udyr right there? Okay, so we're red side. So this part's all fine. Gotta speed this up a little bit. Okay, so we do not have vision on Udyr yet. Ah, there's a mistake. Okay, so this is kind of like a weird thing to do. And so the fact that this isn't warded, and the fact you kind of go to walk out to ward, you're kind of just exposing yourself. You're leaving yourself open here. So if you're going to look for this ward here, you got to check with your abilities. Got to check with the Q. Much safer idea is, instead of just going here to here, is you can just go the long way and just go around here. Wait till you get to here. Because the wave is pushing into you anyways. And so you can go to here, and then you just ward over the wall. And then there's just zero risk of dying to a deer now. But then we're lazy about it, and then it just costs us. Because that was a flash that did not need to happen. Just a simple Q check onto that bush, or a simple walk around. Because we know that Udyr was recently around here. And so, if we use process elimination, we know he's eventually going to come bot lane. Like, we're playing aggressive anyways. Another thing I also kind of want to critique is, in my personal experience, I find that you very rarely profit off of this ward, Because most of the time, when you're going to be ganked in the bot lane when you're on red side, is either A, the enemy is going to do like a lane gank and hide in one of these bushes and then wait for you to play offensive, or B, they just come at you from river. Like, it's very rare when you're on red side that they just completely attack you from the tri bush. So the more profitable wards are like here, so like here, or here. This is what I really like, because it tells you the moment you're at dragon, which gives you plenty of time to run away. Or you just do this bush right here so they can't lane gank you. Like, those are far, far superior. Although, sometimes this can come in handy. But I feel the more profit comes from here and here. Because even if they do come at you from this angle, you have so much time to run away. Naturally. But if they come at you from here while you're standing right here, then you're kind of in a bad situation. Another thing I dislike about this ward, since there's not much going on right now, is when you have this ward, but you have no wards here, people gotta get lured into a false sense of security, thinking that there's no danger from a jungler, even though there's so many different angles that they could come at you from. But now you got your pink and all is good. See what items you had to work with. Not much yet. Looking to zone her away, punishing her, do that double QE, really nice. But see, this is why you kind of want to focus everything on the Jinx, because like one QE combo and she's already almost half health. Overall, this is a pretty clean lane phase. First lane phase, not much to really complain about here. Complain a little bit about warding, complain about you not punishing the auto attack animations enough. Now that's just a really wasteful key right there. Just wait for her to actually do the auto animations. Wait for her to walk up. Okay, this is actually good. I like the fact that we actually trade here. But this is what I'm talking about earlier. So like I talked about, it's kind of a waste of time to just even try to auto attack the Shaco. Like he's literally about to die, but all he has to do is press Q and he gets off scot free. Much more time efficient to bully out the Jinx here. Like for example, if you did that Q on the enemy Jinx, the headshot that Caitlyn just did would have literally been a death. That would have literally killed Jinx if you were just Qing the Jinx more. How close are you to level 6? Now, what you could actually do right now, and I'm not even trolling when I say this, is since your Caitlyn is backing, you actually have a chance to attempt a roam onto mid lane. So what you would do here is you would walk to this halfway mark, ask yourself, is it still possible? And if it is still possible, if Rumble's here in time, then you go for the gank. Because the thing is, this isn't Aphelios, and Aphelios has no mobility whatsoever. So if you put your silence under him, and then follow that up with your Q, your ignite, or whatever you have right now as your summoner spell. Okay, you have no ignite right now, but you can still make this work. So like EQ, and then Rumble falls in. He does his little damage, and that should be a dead Aphelios. But like, always go to this halfway mark, ask yourself if it's still possible. And if it's no longer still possible, then you just press B, you back, and there's almost no time lost. You're completely fine. So whenever your ADC is backing, or whenever your ADC is pushing, always look for those little opportunities to roam mid. Did Caitlyn cancel her back? Okay, I guess Caitlyn canceled her back, but still, point still stands. Yeah, like just look for opportunities. So what do you buy here? Forbidden Idol, so you can do... Forbidden Idol could turn into a lot of items. No complaints there. Ophiuchus ended up dying anyways, so this is all fine. Let's speed this up a bit. That was actually smart, because he knew Shaco was in there, so you punished him for standing in the bush. That's actually something Sorraka is good at, and doing in general, where because of her QE range, whenever she's facing supports who really like camping bushes, she can just punish that like almost instantly. That was nice. Oh, I think you made one mistake right there. Let's see. I'm just gonna go back to that Q, because Soraka is like all about lane phase, so most of the tips that you need from Soraka are gonna involve lane phase. Okay, so what happened here is you threw your Q down way too early. So E should almost always go first, but take a second to look where you're running, because I'm gonna put this on slow motion for you to see where you messed up, so you can see where you messed up. Okay, so you're gonna walk up. It's gonna happen really soon. All right, so watch this. Jinx is gonna walk up, and then you're gonna press E. All right, here comes the E. And then what you do, which is a mistake, is you literally press Q before she clicks. So you're pressing Q the exact second while she's clicking away, when what you could have done is you wait literally half of a second later, and you see that her head turns right, and you can just put the Q on the right angle instead of the left angle. This is like body language that is actually important in League of Legends that you need to read. Take like a brief moment to see how people react to your abilities, and this will drastically increase your skill shot efficiency. It's a really tiny detail, but it's an important detail when it comes to playing champions who have skill shots. Okay, now this is also a bit of a weird ward, because what you did here is you put yourself in a really awkward angle you didn't need to be in, because the wave is pushing into you naturally. You're almost kissing your tower already, so if you wanted to do something like this, you have two options. Either A, you go behind the wall and you ward over the wall, or B, you ask your Caitlyn to push up and then you do the ward. Because if you do this too early, you trap yourself, and then perhaps Jinx, Shaco, or maybe even Udyr could be standing here and then you get punished for it, because now you're literally trapped in between two boxes. So let's see how you get out of this. Okay, the enemy team is just kind of trolling, and they did not punish you at all. They should have punished you for standing there. Although Caitlyn also did a semi-good job covering you, but still, like, that should have been way more punished. Also, when it comes to Shaco, don't be afraid to auto-attack him if he tries walking up for those E's. Okay, Shaco's looking for the all-in. It's not really going to do much of anything. Either way, they die. Alright, Shaco kind of suicided there. This is also why I say Shaco support is pretty useless against mages. It's really only meant to counter like tanky supports. So now you're level 6. Now it's important that you pay attention to the whole map. Pay attention to people getting in 1v1s. Pay attention to your mid laner being ganked. Now you can start doing some spicy stuff. One thing I would like for you to start doing is I would like for you to move your pink up to over here. I feel this is a really underestimated ward, because even if the enemy jungler walks over it and kills it, it doesn't matter because the pink ward already did its job. So it's always nice to get a pink ward and find a free time to just put it right around here. Because once again, even if the enemy jungler spots it, like, why do you care? It did its job. You now know he's over there. And unlike a yellow ward, you don't need to worry about refreshing it every 2 seconds. Okay, so right now, I know you're on call of your ADC because you told me in advance that you were doing with him. So what you need to do right now is you need to tell him that he needs to kill this minion wave and back. Remember, turret plating has been nerfed, and you're dual bot lane anyways, so you get far less value out of getting turret plating. You rather just kill this bot lane, back, spend your money, and get the ideal recall. The ideal recall is almost always superior than turret plating. And then now you're late on a recall because they're already back here. So now it's going to be hard for you to find the ideal time to just spend your money. You only get to do this because you're ahead. See, like this is just there is just so much wrong here. Like, you shouldn't be walking up to them all willy nilly. You shouldn't have been so late on the recall. Caitlyn should not have been taking this much damage. You should have been like right next to her, zoning them away from her. This was just so messy. The perfect recall is better than tower plating. The perfect recall lets you back, get your items. Luckily, our jungler was here to get us out of a sticky situation. Now, this is why Soraka's a dirty champion. That heal is that silence is nasty. Alright, so now what you want to do is you just want to spam ping. You could probably kill tower now, so just spam ping on the tower, and your jungler should help you. Okay, so your jungler's not helping you, so now you should just back, like legit just back very soon. Like, fix this minion wave and back. Are you just never gonna get punished? How much gold are we sitting on? We are sitting on 2,300, Jesus. How many items does this Jinx have? You should just be punished so much harder for this. Like, Udyr should be camping you. They should be all winning you. Oh my god, this Jinx doesn't know how to auto! Okay, I gotta stress this. What you're doing is not correct here. You're only able to do any of these things because they are just so incompetent at punishing your mistakes. Because I want to make this clear. Yeah, Jinx has a BF sword, a pickaxe, versus Caitlyn's BF sword. Caitlyn, by definition, I mean Jinx by literal math, technically does more damage than the Caitlyn. If Jinx was playing smarter and Shaco wasn't inting with these all-ins out of nowhere, you guys should be a little bit more punished and should be struggling a little bit more against them. Like, ideally, you want to get the ideal recall, spend your 3,000 gold, complete your item, and go back to lane phase, and you can kill them over and over again, and then you can get to tower. But because nobody's camping you, because nobody's punishing your mistakes, you get... I just don't want you to think this is correct, because it's not correct. All because you get kills doesn't mean you're automatically stronger. You're stronger when you spend your money. If you never spend your money, then you're not stronger. This is what they're doing against you right now. It's just literal borderline inting. And then one can make the argument, well, if I know my opponent is bad, should I keep on playing overly aggressive to punish how bad they are? My answer to that is respectfully no, because sometimes what happens is, I had experience like this myself, where, let's say I'm playing against a Zed player, and the Zed player is like really, really bad, and I kill him a bunch of times, but then I don't do good recalls, I do no longer so smart warding, I start doing some silly stuff. And then out of nowhere, the Zed is like a completely different person. He just goes Super Saiyan and he just gets a solo kill on me. And he just punishes me for my actual mistakes. Sometimes what happens in this game is that people are playing lazy at the beginning, and then they die a few times. They're like, okay, time to stop being stupid. Let's play more serious. And then when they start playing more serious, that's when they'll start getting kills. So that's why even if they're bad players, you should still take them seriously and do the correct things, because maybe they stop being dumb and start doing the correct things. And when they start doing the correct things, you'll get punished for doing the incorrect things. So take every opponent seriously. Don't be lazy about recalls. Don't be lazy about warding. Cause see, look at this. See. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Shaco bought some items, and now he's starting to do some damage. So you should always take opponents seriously. Don't let your guard down on them all because they play bad. Because who knows, maybe they might do something smart later. Are we never going to get to team phase? Is this game actually going to end before team phase? I hope this doesn't. That Q was pretty lazy. Okay, so now we're in a sticky situation. The enemy bot lane is full health. We did some silly things but when we walked back to lane phase. We took like a Shaco box to the face when we shouldn't have been taking Shaco boxes. But that being said, you're probably not used to facing Shaco support. You'll probably never face Shaco support ever again after this, but I'll give you a few tips anyways. Shaco support will sometimes, like, even though he should be placing most of his boxes, he'll just place like a random box in the middle of lane before your minions arrive, and he'll be banking on the idea that you walk there before your minions do, and then he gets to do a bunch of damage and all in you. When you're facing Shaco support, just always let the minions check for you, and it's also worth it to just buy a few pink wards so you can just kill the boxes that are in the bushes. So like you have two right now, like just like throw one in here and just kill that box. There was a time period where some people were willing to just go in the bush and take the damage and then kill the box so they don't get hit by it later. That used to be a valid trick, but nowadays it's no longer valid because they kind of up the damage that boxes do now. So if you do something like that in this current patch, you're just going to take way too much damage. So just use pink wards and red trinkets to kill the boxes. You see? That's what I'm talking about. That's silly. Literally exactly what I was talking about with the whole Zed story, where you kill him a few times, you think he's bad, so you get cocky, and then you die. Treat every opponent seriously. Because the moment you get cocky is when you start dying. Granted, that was your duo partner, but you said he's your duo partner, so I'm assuming you're on calls with him, so you should be talking with him about these things. Right now, you're not doing anything wrong here, you're just defending against... Now, that part was silly. The flash was a bit silly. If you saved your flash a bit longer, you could have lived. But you still profit off this. I don't hate anything you did here. I also got a big cutoff guard because, once again, Shaco support. You'll probably never see it again after this, but I'll talk about it anyways. So, I forgot this trick, but just watching it happen right now, I'm going to talk to you about what happened. So, Shaco's R has the ability to reset turret aggro, and with his Q, he's really good at getting outside of turret range. So, if you're solo against ADC and Shaco support, one thing that they will attempt to do on you, which makes you have to position more defensively, is they will attempt to just turret dive because, once again, he can reset the aggro and he can get outside of turret range really easy. So let's do a reclip there and see where you messed up. If I was watching correctly, it looked like you messed up by just simply standing too close. Actually, it wouldn't have been too close. Some people can argue that maybe you shouldn't even be here. But in my opinion, it's alright for you to be there because your team is going to come up and just do the cleanup. And then just because you just stay there, you get to basically your team gets a double kill out of it. So 1 for 2. What happened here? How did Aphelios get double towers at 17 minutes? Sorry, I'm just gonna spend a moment watching this. Okay, so lane phase is basically over now. Double towers are gone in mid lane, so you're gonna have to shift more towards a what I call like a just like a shadowing strategy where you're constantly hovering between bot and mid and just going where you're needed. And it's gonna be at the tone you take for the next couple minutes of the game. Yeah, lane phase is officially over. Top tower is gone, mid turrets are gone. Remember to just actually check with your abilities. Don't just walk in blind. Our jungler's not here, so this is actually really, really risky. I actually don't even like this play because it's just so dark. We don't know where enemy jungle is. We don't know where anybody on the enemy team is. Yeah, this was like I did not like this play. Like, would it have really killed us to be a little bit more patient and wait for Nocturne to get near us? This was a cocky play. We have no vision. We don't know where anybody is. We don't have our jungler. It would not have killed you to be more patient. Like, in fact, it would have made you not die if you were more patient for Nocturne to actually arrive. Remember, this is the order of events and how we do things. Wait for allies, get vision, then decide to plan. You can't just go straight to the plan. If you go straight to the plan, then you're just always doing 50-50 calls. Like, this game should be a free win, even with all your mid towers gone. See what build path are you going for? Alright, just pure support Sorraka, that's fine. Just remember, when you're playing pure support Sorraka, you want to play a bit like a second ADC, but instead of shooting people, you're healing people. Go lane, push to wave, and then we leave. Now this could have been like so ugly. Like, what if enemy jungler was just standing here? Like, what if enemy mid laner was standing here? Like, we shouldn't be walking in blind like this, and we shouldn't even be allowed to walk in blind like this. Like, what if Felix is standing over here and he just goes, and he's really fed. So what if he just does fire ult E, fire ult R one shots you, then flashes into you, does the Q, you're dead. Like, this could have been easily a death here. There are safer ways to do these things. For example, have your Caitlyn push out the bot wave. You put a ward into here, and then you just auto attack from as far away as humanly possible. There's safer ways to do these things. And you shouldn't be chasing into that. Like, you should view this bush as death. And see, they're trying to punish you for it. Like, wait, do you get punished for it? Okay, you almost do get punished for this. So now you have to burn your ult. Like, the fact you have to burn your ult is just so bad. Because your ult is like your influence on the game. Without your ultimate, you lose influence on this game. So now you need to wait about a minute to 2 minutes before you can have influence. Because let's say you enter a team fight around mid lane or dragon pit within the next minute, and you don't have your ult. So now you're missing a very crucial element to winning the game for a very long time. So, and you have to burn your ult because, once again, you're being cocky. You're not thinking about how can the enemy team punish me. They have an 11 free 1 Aphelios. You should be scared of every bush that's not warded. An Aphelios that's this fed will one-shot you. See? You literally one-shotted. Quite literally one-shotted. You gotta be cautious about this. I was talking about it earlier, and then it actually happened. And this also goes back into the conversation at the start of the game, where think about your team's win conditions, the enemy team's win conditions. The enemy team has a really bad team fighting comp, but they have a lot of high damage characters. The enemy team wants to win by hiding in bushes and creating picks and just straight out one-shotting people. Your team comp wins by entering team fights and engaging with the Nocturne ultimate. So you want to do is you want to take control of this mid lane wave and this bot lane wave, get waves pushing, and you just all group together, and you're going to do it right now, and you're going to win the team fight because you had the better team fight comp. See? And notice how I'm talking about things before they happen, and then it ends up going the way I'm talking about. Your team wants to team fight. Their team wants to just one-shot people and hide in bushes. In all honesty, since no one on your team is buying blues, if I were you, I know killing wards is important, but I would actually argue in this situation where your team is behind in towers, behind in vision, you would actually rather have the blue trinket and just check safely. And you should be telling your ADC to also get a blue trinket. This is your duo part. Why does he still have a yellow? Yellows are worthless in this part of the game. I normally don't talk about what the ADCs are doing wrong, but this is your duo partner, so I'm assuming you have some form of control over this guy. Tell him to buy a blue. You should also buy a blue. And since you're also behind in vision, before you ever go anywhere, check with your blue. We don't have to walk blind. Like, you could die right here. You could die here. Like, there's so many different angles the enemy team could kill you. And you won't even know if they're trying to kill you because you don't have the vision. Like, you don't have to face check. There's literally an item that was invented to avoid face checking. Whenever you're this behind in the game, even if you're playing support, blue orbs help you make a little bit of a comeback. And then if you're concerned about not killing wards, then just buy extra pinks and use the pinks to kill vision. And plus, in all honesty, most people ward in the exact same spots anyways. Normally there'll be like a ward right here. Normally there'll be like a ward right here. There'll be like a ward right here. So, in all honesty, you don't really even need a sweeper that much to just check the entire jungle. You can just use the pink wards to check the obvious spots that people normally ward. Because this is low elo, they're not going to get that creative with their warding. Alright, this is good. And once again, we are entering a team fight. We win the team fight. Why? Because we're the team fight comp. The enemy team's win condition is play offensively, hide in bushes. If we play together as a team, we win this game. So you need to take over the shot calling role. If you have a good KDA, which you do have, people tend to listen to people who have good KDAs in solo queue. If they don't, then you're just a little bit unlucky. But in my experience, most of the time, if you have a good KDA, people are willing to listen. Now, this Baron call is so weird. You guys should be focusing on fixing the minion waves right now. Alright, then you heal the throat. And then everybody's fine and dandy. And now that we have our mid inhibitor back, the enemy team is probably never going to get it again. So remember, you are Sorraka. You should be calling people to go mid. You should be calling people to take over this jungle right here. You should be pushing for team fights. You'll win all of them. You want to play like an ADC, but instead of shooting people, you're healing people. And don't waste that ultimate. That ultimate will literally turn team fights. Like, it's such a shame that no one has blues. There's so much blind vision we have to walk through because nobody has a blue. Like, blues would have actually been a really big deal this game. Like, I know we have this unwritten rule that if you're a support, you should be buying red trinkets. Nah, in situations like this, you'd much rather have the blue. And then we win the team fight. We follow up on this. We also have to be really careful because we're low on health. We know that. That's what I'm talking about, though. Like, you want to play like a second ADC. And it looks like the rest of this game is just going to be a flat out... Wait, what? Is that a single E-dagger? Yeah, it was. But yeah, it's for the most part just worth it. But see, like, look at this. Like, they can't team fight us. They do not have a team fight comp. Like, it didn't even matter that they were kind of winning in the early game. Like, what do they do? Like, what do they do? Like, how do they even walk to you guys? Their only hope is that Udyr does, like, a flash E. That's literally their engagements. And then this Udyr's building so bad. He's building support. So this guy is literally so easy to kill. He has 0 threat, so their only win condition just trolled. Build is completely fine. I can tell that you're not pinging at all because it shows me at the bottom left. Like, you should be in full control of these pings here. And it does matter. And then I'm guessing we just get Baron and we end the game, right? Get Baron, charge down mid. I'm gonna kind of fast forward this shit. Okay, so here's some commentary that we can make. So let's go back to here. We kite back into Dragon, that's fine. You're going to rescue your team, you healed them a bit. You protect them. Your job is just to keep people alive, play back. This is all good shit right here. Nothing particularly wrong. And once again, the enemy team, they cannot walk to us. We'll just kill them every single time. Not sure if your heal cooldown was up. Doesn't really matter. You win this game anyways. Alright, so I don't really need to watch anything else. Got kind of the gist of it. You guys just charge down mid. Play offensive. Like, you guys won the moment you realized how you were supposed to win. But what I want to see you do in your future games is, so when it came to lane phase, we talked about punish those auto attack animations. Wait to see how they're walking, and then throw your skill shots. Use your E to bait them out into going in a specific direction you want them to go. And then second criticism of this game is be careful with the warding. And then if you're just behind in the game, you're lacking vision. I know we have this unwritten rule that support should always buy sweepers. No, when you're this behind in vision, you need the blues because you can't let the enemy team assassinate you. And the blues is how you stop them from doing that. And then thirdly, just remember, what is our team comp supposed to do? In this particular situation, our team comp wants to team fight and all in. Their team comp wants to make picks and just ambush people in bushes. How do we stop them from ambushing people in bushes? We buy some blues, we get some vision, we ward a bit, and all of a sudden they can't kill us anymore. You tell your duo partner to buy some blues, and it becomes that much harder for them to kill us. And then after that, since we have a good KDA, we ping everybody to go mid, we ping everybody to go into the enemy jungle and ward up, and the enemy team, they're helpless. Nothing they can do to us anymore. So overall, I give this game on your part, I give it like a B minus. My major criticism goes into the fact we started to get ahead and then we almost blew it by playing cocky. Like, we were lucky that we had Nocturne to kind of step up to the plate, but the cockiness, it almost cost us so much because we were just face checking bushes that we shouldn't have been face checking. We weren't backing correctly to buy our items so we can get an item advantage. There was just so many things that should have been punished even further this game, but they weren't. But remember, once again, sounding like a broken tape recorder, but I'll say it one more time. Track how the enemy is walking and try to bait them into walking in a specific directions with your skill shots. If they're going for an auto attack, punish that auto attack animation. Make sure we have some good solid warding. Make sure we're doing warding in a safe manner. Remember that this ward right here, a Dragon Pit in the early game, should not be discredited. It should not be underestimated. Really good ward, stops a lot of ganks while protecting the dragon. And then thirdly, if we're super behind on vision, buy yourself a blue trinket, and then ask your team why are they not buying blue trinkets. So overall, decent game. It's a deserved win. Seems we can clean up on. And I hope you find this informative, and I hope you liked the video. And I wish everybody who saw this a good day.